Good day, everybody. Welcome again to my channel, The Stephen Williams Show. I want to talk to us about real estate today and what's happening in the market in Canada. Now, there was a time when, like about, say, 5 years ago, I came here in 2009 when you could have a $5,000 and good credit with a fairly okay job if both of you are working and you're able to pay down on real estate. Now, that is not the case. The value of real estate has skyrocketed in Canada immensely. I have a sheet here to show how much it is costing people to make a down payment on a home, because the value of a home has gone way out of the reach of the middle class people. The average cost of a home, it is said, it's a detached home, it's almost $700,000, and you would need about $44,000 to make a down payment. That is significant, and I wonder who will be able to buy a house in Canada apart from people who are well off, because the average person cannot afford $44,000. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's becoming worse every day. When I stop to think of it, here in Canada too, it is very difficult to land a full-time job that pays you anything over, say, 35, 40,000. It's difficult to get those jobs. What a lot of people don't understand here, I can't talk about all of Canada, but I know that in Ontario, it is very difficult to get a full-time job. There are many people here who have been working with their companies from like 5, 8 years, and they still are considered temporary. So it is difficult to find a full-time job. Most of what is happening today is that you are employed by an agency, and an agency will give you 2 days here and 2 days there and maybe another day there, and so you're just getting like piecemeal work, part-time work. And when you have done a significant amount of months, then you may get laid off, and then you have to start the process all over again. That's the tactics that is being employed in Ontario and in most part of Canada, understand, where employers do not want to be responsible for paying for your retirement and all of that. So they are now just using tactics. They're going to the agency. Gone are the days when you can just apply directly for a job to a company. They're going to tell you that you must go through an agency, and that's an employment agency, and when you go to them, you sign up, you do a little test and all of that, and you're qualified to get a job. Then they will call you and give you a few hours or a few days, but it's and then you're just like, you know, it's just like you're being run around. It's not like you get the job, you're stable, you're fully employed, you got benefits. It's very difficult in Canada right now to get those jobs. I'm telling you, if you have those, if you disagree with me, put a say something in the link, leave a comment, but it is very difficult getting full-time jobs. So my point is, if people cannot get full-time jobs, right, how are they going to find $44,000 to pay down on a house? It's ridiculous. And so housing is moving out of the reach of a lot of people right now, and that's I hope there is a reversal of this because it's ridiculous. A lot of people are leaving, doing like what I advise people to do. They are leaving from the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, Brampton, Mississauga, Toronto, Milton, etc. And they're going out in the country areas, a little about hour and a half to the Niagara region area, which is also exploding. Port Colborne is a little more south, and Fort Erie. Those places will be the new, I believe, will be the new center of activity in terms of real estate prices, because people cannot afford those prices up there. At least down this side, you still can get a house under $200,000. Yes, under $200,000 where I live, you can, in some parts, you can get a small house. You know, it's not going to be anything big. But it's a concern of mine as to what is happening. Yeah, I have a graph here that I got on the internet. I want you to look at it. The down payment that it will cost to buy a house like in Brampton, and it shows you various areas in the country, the value of real estate, and the amount of deposit that you will need, and how long. Look at how long it will take you to pay down on a house. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you will see it that in Brampton, it's the median income, according to this report, and I don't agree with it, is $67,888. I wonder who is getting this kind of median income. Not true. I don't buy this, because the average person is not even making $30,000 a year. You're lucky to get a job that pays you $40,000 a year right now. So I don't buy that statistics. But the average price is $695,000. Let's call it $700,000. And look at how much you need. $44,590 to pay down a house in Brampton. And a couple of years ago, all you need is $5,000. So it's ridiculous. Toronto, same, the median income $67,000. Well, if you have a full-time job in Toronto, I can accept that, and you may be well paid if you're a full-time. The average price down there is $870,000, $559, and you will have to pay down a minimum of $62,056, while so it would take you, look at this, years needed from 20% of from your income. You would need 20 years to pay down on a house in Vancouver, and you would need 5 years to save towards the down payment on your house. That's just the down payment, folks. The down payment we're talking about, right? In Brampton, you would need 3 years from if you're saving 20% of your income to be able to buy a house at that price. So you see, I won't even go in the others. So the Winnipeg is a far out place. Most people are not going up that side to live. You would need to have a median income of $71,830. The average price of a home there is $312,000. and you need a minimum down payment of $15,609, and you can do that in a year. You would have to be really in that position, having that job. I don't know how things are in Winnipeg, so I can't talk about Winnipeg. So as you see, I just thought I would update you on what is happening in Canada, real estate, and the economy in general. And before I go, I think that this country is in some dire problem financially. We have passed over $1 trillion, I understand, in debt now. Canada is very indebted. The average person is living from paycheck to paycheck. The average person is deeply indebted. We're one of the most indebted nations right now on the earth, right? So that is a cause for alarm. Yeah, it is a cause for concern when we are topping every other nation as it comes to debt. So we have to be careful how we manage our finances. Alright, so I just thought I would update you on that, and I hope that you've learned something. I don't want to discourage anyone, but it is now time for people to move out of the GTA and to go further afield to see if they can grab a home at a cheaper price. Even if you have to commute, secure something, because maybe in another 5 years, someone told me that even down where I live, where real estate is cheap, it's going to be changing soon, because a lot of people can't afford it back that side in the Toronto area, so they're coming down this side, and of course the demand is going up, so therefore people will the price will go up. That's how the economy works. Alright people, jobs are leaving Canada a lot. Mexico is now where everybody is going to build the cars, and Canada has lost a lot of contract to build right here, and that is also a cause for alarm. We're in problem with Saudi Arabia. Well, maybe that's just a fly-by-night thing. I think that will soon be resolved. But the picture is not pretty for Canada economically. So the people of Canada should have a concern, and that is why I advocate on this program to, as far as possible, stay debt-free, minimize your debt, because the more debt you have is the more difficult it becomes for you and your family, and the more debt you have is the more subservient you become. The more debt you have is the more miserable your life becomes when you can't meet those payments and people are suing you, taking you to court, take away all that you have, garnishing your pay, etc. So, and the more debt you have, is the harder it is to save for the down payment on a home or for anything for your retirement. My gosh, it's just recently that a lady came to me, and she was 60 years old, and this lady cannot find even a deposit. Even a deposit, a $650 deposit to pay her to rent somewhere. Now that is just ridiculous. When people have worked all their lives and they have reached the 60 and they have nothing to show for it, and if misfortune meet you, it's gonna be just hell on earth for you as an individual. So we have to be careful how we treat our finance, and that's why I say the schools need to step up the syllabus and begin to teach people about money, how it works, how to stay out of debt, and how to become financially independent. But the schools are not teaching these things, They're only teaching you to get yourself, pack on a student loan, get a job, and pile on these debts. And before you know it, you're in a lot of problems to pay the creditors. And these guys, as I said before in previous videos, these guys don't play around when they want their money. The banks don't play around when they want their money. I know what I'm talking about. They will send you a big envelope to tell you that you must attend court. Yeah, so you gotta be careful what you're doing in this country now when it comes to debt, if you're going to reach anywhere and have anything. I don't want to say anything more. I'll leave it at that for today's show. I hope that you have learned something, and we will talk soon. See you. Bye-bye.